This is A.R. Neal, the relationship leader. And I want to talk today about becoming you. I want to ask you a question. Have you become the person that you thought about becoming at one time in your life, whether you were a child or whether you became an adult or some point in your life there was certain goals that you had, certain aspirations that you had? Have you reached those goals? Have you reached those aspirations? Have you done or are you doing the things necessary to become the person that you want to become? So today I want to talk about the topic, becoming you. To become who we are destined to be or who we want to be, or what we want to become, first of all, we have to have dreams, and then we have to have a vision, and then we have to have a purpose. And I don't know about you, but I remember as a kid that I always dreamed that I wanted to become a baseball player, but I had a dream. Did you have a dream when you were growing up? I had a dream that I wanted to play professional baseball, and that's all I thought about. And when I went out and played in the neighborhood, I would pretend that I was playing professional baseball, and I was hitting home runs, and I was just on TV. But I had a dream, and I had a vision. I began to see myself doing those things. I began to see myself involved in that activity, and I had a purpose, and I strived to do it, and I strived to make it, and I strived to do that, and eventually I did get a chance to play baseball. I got a chance to play baseball in high school and in college and in the minor leagues for the Atlanta Braves. So I did reach my dream, not to the fullest potential that I should have or could have, but I did reach my dream. Now, along with having a dream, you also have to think it. It has to become a part of your thought process. Anything that you want to accomplish, you have to begin to think it in your mind. As Earl Nightingale said, as we become what we think about. So we have to think it. And then once you begin to think it, you begin to believe it. And once you begin to believe it, you can eventually receive it. You know, my favorite book tells me, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So as you think, that's what you become. So, but you have to first of all think it. And in thinking, we have to put away negative thoughts. We have to bury negative thoughts. We have to bury negative surroundings, negative people. If you're trying to reach a goal, everybody's not going to be with you. And you can't even tell everybody your aspirations, because everybody that say that's for you, that say they are for you, are not for you. So sometimes you have to separate yourself from negative people. I've had situations this week when I had to cut a friend off that didn't understand what I'm doing. He questioned my validity of my time that I spend on working on my goal. So I had to disassociate myself with that negative connotation. Might have meant well, and sometimes people do mean well, but they don't understand. Everybody can't envision your vision. So you have to be around people and surround your support staff with people that can see your vision, that can envision your vision. Because a lot of times the least negativity, there's the least little bit of negative thoughts and spirits will just dampen you and will stagnate your progress on where you're trying to go. The next thing I want to say is that we can't be afraid to fail. We can't be afraid to fail. I don't know about you. I had to grow from this myself. I remember when I was in high school and I was in the 10th grade, and the varsity basketball coach told me to come out for the varsity basketball team in the 10th grade. I was pretty good. I had pretty good talent. So I knew if he told me to come out for the team, I was going to automatically make the team. Well, I didn't go out for the team because there was a certain amount of fear that I had that kept me from going out for the team. And so I went out for the B team. the junior varsity. And when I went out for the junior varsity team, you're not going to believe that the junior varsity coach cut me. I didn't make the junior varsity team, and I could have been on the varsity. Reminds me of a quote of a guy that says that fear is a killer of the mind. It says it's that little death that obliterates us. So a lot of times we can let fear control us, and all it does is killing our dreams. It's killing our confidence. It's killing our destiny. And this guy who wrote that quote, he also goes on to say, his name was Frank Herbert. He also goes on to say that we have to let fear go around us and by us to the point that it's nowhere near us. So I learned from that I can't allow fear, my inner fear, to stop me from moving forward. Fear and faith does not mix. We have to be courageous. We have to be confident. Kind of like with Muhammad Ali, who formerly was Cassius Clay. Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest." He said, "I am the greatest." And believe it or not, he was calling himself the greatest 6 months before he even won the title. He was saying, "I am the greatest." But he had an inner confidence that we must have if we will become who we're supposed to be. He had an inner confidence to say and believe in himself, to know that he was going to become the greatest, even though he wasn't the greatest at the time. So we have to do that. I remember in college, my first year in college, and I was striving to make the baseball team. Well, I knew I was going to make the baseball team because I was on scholarship. But we were multi-talented. We had talent just everywhere. And in the position I played, we had a guy that was just a star athlete, and it looked like my chances of starting was going to be slim. And so there I was, confident and cocky, and I go in and we teasing and joking, and I told my teammates, I said, when the man say play ball and the season starts, I'm going to be in left field. This was not the same guy who in high school was scared to go out for the varsity basketball team in the 10th grade when the coach told him. This was a new kid that had learned that you had to be confident and you had to have courage. And I spoke that thing, and like I said, you speak it, you got to believe it, you got to see it. And when the season started, I was in left field. I started and made all conference that year. So you have to be. The thing I want to say to you in becoming becoming who you are destined to become, you have to shoot for the moon. And if you miss it, at least you'll be among the stars. At least you'll be among the stars. And I also want to say that even if you fail in trying to reach your goal or trying to reach who you're becoming, you're not a failure. You're not a failure, because behind every failure there's success, and failure breeds success. Success. So I want to say to you, you can become who you are destined to become, but just don't give up. Be courageous, be brave, and keep working hard every day. It may be little by little, because success is a little things done well. You might just do a little bit. You might have to sacrifice. You may not be able to put in but 30 minutes per day. That 30 minutes will end up being an hour. The hour will end up being 2 hours. But whatever you do, give your best. Become who you are destined to become. This has been A.R. Neal, the relationship leader. You have a great day, and keep striving to reach your fullest potential.